All right. So previously I talked about diversification and some other things, multiple streams of income. So I want to tell you today, let's clarify something. When you start talking about diversification, you definitely want to mix it up. And the rule that I go by, by the way, again, I'm not a professional accountant. I'm not some mathematical genius. But I know that putting all your money into one basket ain't gonna work. I know putting it all into a bank account is not gonna work. All you're gonna do with the bank account is save money. And you're gonna have access to it. So you might go back in there and mess with it. All right, so let's talk about different options, right? So you wanna diversify, like for instance, you put some money into the bank, a decent little portion. And then you say, okay, I got some money that if I lose it, it's going to hurt, but it ain't going to hurt me bad. So I'm going to put that money into a higher risk, okay, type of account. I'm going to take some more risk with it. I'm going to put some money into the stock market. I'm going to buy some penny stocks to get started. I'm going to do some research and buy some stocks that I know are more than likely going to explode in the next so many years. You're not going to get rich quick generally in the stock market. Every now and then you get a little lucky. But you're going to do that. Now, while you're working on your job, you're going to find some type of deferred compensation plan. You're going to take your money and you're going to take your money and you're going to put some of that money into a deferred comp. A 401k. Now, when you do a 401k, the difference between that and deferred compensation, the 401k, when you put that money in there, it's pre-tax just like the deferred comp is. But the 401k, your employer matches it up to like 5%. So everything you put in, they put a little bit with it. And it's pre-tax. So it looks like you put away a lot more than what you actually miss in your check. Same thing with deferred compensation. When you do deferred compensation, guess what happens? Let's just use a number of $50. You take $50 pre-tax. So you have them take it out, before you ever see it, before it's ever taxed, Social Security, all that stuff. $50. You tell your employer, take $50 out. Well, you might miss $42. You see, it's and that you see a $42 difference in your check, but $50 actually went because you're looking at your net. And if you look at your gross, you'll see 50 for 50. But when you look at your net, what you bring home, you're going to notice that, wait a minute, I told them to take out 50 and I only missed $42. Now, that's not the exact number, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. It might be more or less, but you missed 42, but that money went in as 50. So it's going to make a lot more money. And you decide how high of a risk you want to take with it. If you put it into account that's high risk, well, guess what? You're going to earn more interest. You're going to earn more money, dividends, things like that. And, not necessarily dividends, but you're going to earn more interest or more money on that money. And but there's a higher risk that something could go wrong. So you got to be careful about putting too much into it. So you can break it down, 25% in low risk, 50% in mid range, and the high risk. Okay. So it's over time, it grows. You might lose a little bit here and there, but it grows a lot faster than if you had put it in the bank. Now, a real quick note, if you've invested in the stock market and the stock market dropped like it did recently, right? The worst thing you can do, generally speaking, is to pull your money out. Because when you pull it out, guess what happens? You realize the loss. You see? So if you leave it in there and let it recover. Now, let's say you have a stock and you've gotten some type of information where you know that it's going to keep dropping. It's just in trouble. Well, sometimes you got to cut your losses. You got to listen to what Kenny Rogers said. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. All right. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to keep on making your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day. Well, not every day. You might get bored, right? Every now and then, make you a scrambled egg and cheese sandwich. Make you a grilled cheese sandwich. Make you some grits and eggs. Eat a bowl of cereal. And that gets your day started, right? Because you start a little healthy and you save some money. And then you're going to take that money and you're going to start investing in other things, the money you save. In a few videos, I'm going to show you what you can do with your money besides just saving it. But if you just save, like I told you, let's say an average of $6 to $7 by not eating out one time a day, and you do that 10 days straight, you're talking 60 to 70 bucks. If you're eating out twice a day, well, guess what? You're talking about $120 to $140, and that you saved that you thought you didn't have, you got it. You got to figure out what you're doing with it. Oh, and by the way, if you're out there buying a bunch of weave every week, or if you're out there getting a haircut every week, you can go 2 weeks. Your barber gonna survive. Now, I ain't trying to mess nobody's business up, but I'm just saying, you can skip a couple weeks every now and then. Well, all right. But start diversifying. Only risk high risk with the amount that you know you might be able to lose. And take that risk and watch your money grow. And it'll grow smooth as peanut butter.